Hello and welcome to another update video about SUI, one of the more interesting charts at the moment because we have a nice pullback in an overall uptrend, which means that we could get an interesting setup here, and the market might just be setting up to start that fifth wave to the upside. Unfortunately, you know, the pullback didn't really fit in, or doesn't really fit in an ideal way. You know, it's not perfect. You know, this pullback that started middle of October here, ideally the price should have moved up like, I don't know, another 15 cents or so, at least, to reach the 138% extension. Given that SUI was such a strong chart throughout September, I would have loved to see it push once more higher to complete the third wave at around $2.47 or even $3.04. It unfortunately didn't do that. That would have been ideal. That would have fitted quite well into the picture, because SUI showed some strength, and not even reaching the 138% extension in a third wave indicates rather weakness. So not entirely sure there how to understand that. It might be maybe this is only a wave 4 in circle 3 at the moment, this pullback. But we want to talk about that in a minute. Just wanted to give you an idea about the bigger picture. So I'm tracking a possible 5-wave impulse from the August low. We had a wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 to the downside, a wave 3 to the upside, which likely topped in October. Wave 4 could be unfolding right now, and then one more high in wave 5. Now, this fourth wave shouldn't break below key support, and that key support level is the 50% retracement of the third wave to the upside. That's the key support. Why? Because the move up is not an impulse anymore if we break below the 50% retracement. That's just not an impulse anymore. So this means the $1.32 level is the relevant support level to watch. The 38.2 retracement is typically an ideal target for a fourth wave. It is located at 152. And what we want to do is take a look at the structure of that pullback. But overall, regardless of the microstructure or whatever it is, as long as the price holds above 132 or 132, 133, I'm going to watch for one more high at least, in yellow wave 5, targeting, well, the $3 to $4 range. So it's important. The main question here that needs to be answered, and the main thing we should be concerned about, or at least focus on, be watching, is if the bulls turn up before the price breaks below $1.32, which is the 50% Fibonacci retracement. So the bulls need to turn up before we break below that level. If the bulls do not turn up before we break that level, then it's not an impulse anymore to the upside, and the overall structure will get much more messy. Difficult structure it's going to be then. It's not an impulse anymore, and it would then turn into, I don't know, a larger diagonal at best, but this is speculative then. So at the moment, we have fairly clear parameters because the assumption is we're in an impulse. And there are two main scenarios I am watching. In the yellow count, this looked already like a 5-wave move down. It now starts to look a bit like a 3-wave move again, which is actually quite good. So it could be that, first of all, this A wave is still extending, and that we formed an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave in wave A. You see we have 5 waves down in wave C of A. I'm not or maybe I'm just gonna put some labels on it. Then we at least know where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just change the color and then shift them into the right position. One second. So, as you can see, at the moment, this is a 3-wave move down, and wave C has 5 waves. This is how it should be. And that means, the B wave could, it could have started already, that B wave, right? But we now, I think, arrived at a point where it has another opportunity to start, given that we've just completed wave 5 of C, and it could just start that B wave. Do I need to shift down resistance? No, it's in position, and it's correct, between 194 and 226. So it is possible in an alternative that this is a lower degree wave 4, not yet the main wave 4. If that's the case, the price should also break out directly. So I mentioned to you in previous updates that I'm overall bullish against 132. So whether that means we do this B wave rally, then come down and then go up, or whether that means it goes up more directly, the market will have to decide that, and the decision will be made probably in this resistance area. But for now, we cannot know that. But a 3-wave move down generally does keep the door open for higher. Had this move down been a 5-wave move, it would be, let's say, less clearly bullish, okay? Or it would be more clearly bearish with 5 waves down. But it looks a little bit like a 3-wave move down now. So it's definitely worth keeping in mind the price might break out more directly. We have a very clear level where I would say the impulse to the upside gets invalidated. That's 132, so a sustained break below it. I mean, you know, if the price goes down to 1.318 or something and then recovers immediately, it's not an invalidation point itself. It is sort of invalidation because it's not an impulse with a break below the 50% fib level, but it's about understanding. It's not based on the Elliott wave rule. It's really an invalidation, but it's about how does it break it. If it's really just a wick, I wouldn't call it invalidation. It's something different if the price breaks below a Fibonacci level, or if we really get formal invalidation, like a wave 2 pullback breaks below the beginning of wave 1. That would be really invalidation. So I think at the moment we have to watch for a possible start of wave B, and depending on the structure of that B wave rally, we can decide if it's really the B wave or whether we are already in something more directly bullish. But I have to change my perspective below 132. Then I have to step away from my directly bullish perspective. That's the update about SUI. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.